Good morning students. In our previous video we have discussed about the algebra and we have discussed how to use algebra to find out the unknown values. So today students we will learn some more basic terms of the algebra and how to use the variables to in formulas and how to write the formulas with the help of this variable. Okay, so the first of all we will discuss the properties. How can we convert the properties and how we can show the properties with the help of algebra. So the first property is commutative property. The first property is commutative property. Students, commutative property means, we can say in simple way, this one is a grouping property also. When we change the group of number, then the answer will remain same in case of addition. How? Let's see. For example, 3 plus 5 equals to 5 plus 3. This is commutative property because we have changed the order. In both cases, we will get the result 8 and 8. So in the same property, how we can show with the help of algebra? How? Let's see. Take instead of 3, A, and instead of 5, B. So A plus B equals to B plus A. Now we express the given basic formula of this commutative property with the help of algebra. So students, in this way, by using algebra also we can show the property, and we know very well these variables having different values, so their values can be changed according to the situation. Okay, now the next property of commutative property of multiplication. Commutative property of multiplication means if any number multiply, for example A multiply with B equals to B multiply with A. I give you another example with the help of number 3 multiply with 4 and 4 multiply with 3. In the both case we get the answer 12. So same thing, when we are going to multiply the two numbers, then if we change the order of the number, then also the result will remain same. So here student, the value of A and B is whole number. So here we can clear the value of A and B is whole number and the value can be changed. So here students, we have expressed the property with the help of algebra. First is addition property. That's mean if we add two number and we change the order of the number, then also the answer will remain same. And the same condition we have applied in case of multiplication also. When we multiply the two numbers and we change the order of this number, then also the result will same. So the A multiply with B and B multiply with A. Okay. Now third property is associative property. Associative property means if we change the group of the number, then also the answer will remain same in the case of multiplication and as well as in case of addition. So first, in case of additions, that is associative property. In associative property, if the three numbers are given A, B and C and we change the group, so first we add A plus B and then after we add C. Otherwise, first we make the group of B and C, then in result we will add the A. So student, we express this associative property with the help of algebra, and this A, B and C is whole number. Their value is whole number. Okay students, so in this way we can use the algebra to show the formulas and to write the formulas. So let's discuss some more formula on the behalf of algebra only that we are commonly using, and before also we are using the algebra, but that time we didn't familiar with the algebra, so we don't know the value, simply we are writing. So first of all, let's take the perimeter formulas. Students, have you remember when we find out the perimeter of square? So simply we are writing here with the square perimeter 4 multiplied by side. 4 multiplied by side. Students, if we assume side equals to any algebra A, okay, side equals to A, so we can write this formula 4A. So this is the simple form to write this formula because A value is A equals to the side of a square. So simply we can write 4A. Second, that perimeter of rectangle. In perimeter of rectangle, students, we are showing 2 into L plus B. Students, here L and B. What is the L and B? L and B is represent the length and breadth. So students, here this in simple form, if we think L and B is variables that we are using. Okay, these are the variables that we are using to show this formula. So here we can learn 2 multiply length plus breadth. Okay, and we use here the variable L and B, and their value can be changed according to the side of the rectangle. Third, we are writing for the area. Area of square. Area of square we are writing, students, side into side. Okay, this formula we are using side into side. If you assume that side is A, then A multiply A, and in short we can write the formula A square. A multiply with A, in short students we can write A square. Okay, same in the case of rectangle also. In rectangle we are showing length into breadth, LB. In short we are showing LB. LB means length into breadth. And same here, L and B are variable that we use to show this given formula. And then after, if we find the perimeter of triangle. Perimeter of triangle. So in triangle we are assuming that 3 sides, for example A, B and C. So how we show the perimeter? A plus B plus C. That we are showing the sum of all sides. We know very well perimeter means sum of all sides. So here we taken the all three sides of perimeter and we show A plus B plus C. Okay friends. Now in this way we can use algebra to write the formula. So let's start. On the behalf of this one, we are going to discuss our exercise 7.2. Okay friends. In 7.2 students, they have given some questions, and this by reading this statement we have to write the answer of this question in the form of algebra. So let's start our exercise 7.2. The first question, write the property of associativity of multiplication over whole number in algebraic form. Students, as we have discussed associative property over addition, but now we have to show associative property over multiplication. So first of all, I am going to explain associative property. As we know, associative property, the other name is grouping property. Grouping property means when we change the group of the number, then also the answer will remain same. So let's first time explain how to do this one. If 3, 4, 5, 3 numbers are there. First I multiply 3 with 4. And then after I multiply with 5. So first I make the group of 3 and 4. 3 4 ja 12. And 12 5 ja 60. Okay. If we change the group. Change group means first I make the group of 4 and 5. First I make the group of 4 and 5. So 4 5 ja 20. And 20 multiply with 30. That is 60. Okay. So what we observe? If in the case of multiplication, if we change the order of the number, then also the answer will remain same. There is no effect on answer. So students, how can we write this property by using the algebra? Let's see. I'm not going to write the questions directly. Answer I am going to write. So instead of 3, 4, 5, I am taking A, B and C. A, B, C is whole number. Okay, we can write any value of this one. So A, B, C is whole number. So we can write A first multiply with B, first group, then multiply the third number. Otherwise we can say A multiply with the group of B and C, the product of two number B and C. Now we have shown the associative property of multiplication with the help of algebra. Okay friends. Now second question. In second questions, how will you generalize the distributive property of multiplication over addition? Distributive property of multiplication over addition we have to show with the algebraic form. We have to generalize. Generalize means we have to write the formula by using variables. So we are going to generalize this property. So students, here we can write this one, A multiply B plus C. means the sum of two number multiplied with the third number. This is our distributive property. So how we say this is distributive? Okay, because A multiply with B first and the sign between them plus, and then after A multiply with C. And students, here we can write A, B, C a whole number. A, B, C a whole number. Okay students, A, B, C are whole numbers. So this is our distributive property of multiplication over addition. Now let's discuss the third question. In question number 3, they have given the different situations regarding the formulas, and we have to generalize this formula by using the algebra. So let's start this question number 3. Question number 3, the first part. Area of rectangle is obtained by multiplying length and breadth. So first of all, we have to write for length, we have to show for length we have taken L, for breadth we have taken B, and for area we have taken A. So how to generalize this formula? We know very well area equals to length into breadth. So we can write A equals to L into B. Now we generalize this formula with the help of algebra. So directly in short form, instead of writing length and breadth and area, simply we use this algebra, and by using this algebra we can show the formula. Okay. Second question, area of square. Area of square. In area of square we are using side, and we assume that side equals to A. So area A into A. That means side into side. Third is area of rectangle is equal to the half the product of its base and height of the triangle. Area of triangle. We have to show the area of triangle. In area of triangle, students, we require base, that's we show the by B. Then after height, then we show by H. And the formula of area is 1 by 2 base into height. So instead of writing this full big formula, simple way we can write 1 by 2 base into height. This is the short way to generalize the formula by using algebra. Fourth part, diameter of a circle is double the length of radius. So first of all, here we show diameter. For diameter, students, we are using D, and for the radius we are using R, and diameter is equals to the double of radius. So we can write D equals to 2 times R. So this is the formula to find the diameter of a circle. Okay. Now then after discuss the next one. Okay. In fifth part, circumference of a circle. Circumference means the total boundary of the circle. In simple way, we can see the perimeter of the circle, total length of boundary. So students, circumference we denote with the C. Circumference we denote with the C is equal to 22 by 7 and the diameter of circle. So as we know, diameter we denote with D. So to find the circumference, C equals to 22 by 7 multiplied by D. This is the formula we generalize the formula. Circumference equals to 22 by 7. 22 by 7 is the value of pi. So 22 by 7 multiplied by D. So this is the formula to find the circumference. Okay, then after its sixth part, in sixth part they have given speed. Okay, speed they have given that denote with S. Then after time, denote with T. And then after distance we have denote with D. So student, they are telling if the speed of a train and the T, the time taken to cover the distance, then the distance is equal to the product of speed and time. So to find the distance equals to speed multiplied by time. So this formula we generalized and we show in how can we find out the distance. Okay. Now let's discuss then after question number 4. Till here we have discussed full question number 3. In question number 4 is given in the form of pattern. We have to observe the pattern and write the next 3 terms of the pattern. And you have to generalize the formula how the pattern move with the help of algebra. How? Let's see. Okay, write the next 3 terms of the following pattern of the numbers. Question number 4. First part. The pattern is given 1, 5, 9 and 13 and so on. And how to show this pattern? When we observe, how to find out the difference between the pattern, how the pattern moves. You have to observe its terms. As we observe, if 1 plus 4, then we get the next term 5. Then 5 plus 4, we get the next term 9. And then 9 plus 4, then we get the next term 13. That's mean the pattern is moving by adding 4. Okay, so same we will follow. Then 13 plus 4, that's mean here it will come 17. Okay, and then 17 plus 4, then here 21. And 21 plus 4, then it is 25. So this is the next 3 terms of the pattern and its move. Then how to generalize this formula? For example, if we assume the first term is A. Okay, so here we can write the pattern move A plus 4. Okay, and then after A plus 4 plus 4. Then 4 plus 4, 8. That means A plus 8. So in this way, students, we can write this one. So here no need to show this pattern, how the pattern moves. Simply you write the 3 terms of this pattern and that's all. Okay, you write like this 3 terms of the pattern. And the same condition we have to follow the next 3 part also you have to solve, students, by yourself as a practice. Now question number 5. In question number 5, the sum of the first 3 natural number. Okay, students, as we know, the first 3 natural number is 1, 2 and 3 equals to 6. It can be calculated 3 multiplied by 4 by 2 equals to 6. Sum of the 4 natural numbers can be calculated 4 multiplied by 5 divided by 2 equals to 10. So students, you have to write the formula. How to write the formula? Natural number equals to, we have taken for the natural number a variable n. Natural number represent the n. Okay, and n natural number which is equal to the half the product of n at its successor. Its successor is by adding 1 n plus 1. And the product of these two, how to write? Product of these two, that's mean n multiplied n plus 1. And then after they told half of the product. Half of the product means n multiplied n plus 1 divided by 2. So we can write this one with the help of formula n plus 1 divided by 2. So this formula we generalize and by using the algebra. Okay students, now today we have discussed exercise 7.2 and we learned how to generalize the formula by using the algebra. And we discussed first 5 questions of this exercise. So same students, these 5 questions you have to do in your register. Okay students, thank you.